What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Buzz. Daniel Cormier has finally responded to the backlash he's been receiving online following his recent comments about Merab and Khamzat Chimaev. The former UFC champion has been the center of MMA headlines this week after Chimaev clapped back at Cormier's claim that he relies too heavily on double-leg takedowns. But that wasn't the only controversy. Cormier also questioned the accuracy of Merab Dvalishvili's all-time UFC takedown record, suggesting the numbers might not be tracked correctly. Fans didn't take that lightly, especially since Cormier never questioned Khabib Nurmagomedov's record when he landed 22 takedowns in a single fight. After days of criticism, Cormier took to Twitter to clarify his stance, saying, "I'm not mad at his takedowns. I just don't quite understand how they score them in MMA. I still don't believe Khabib got 22 takedowns." While Merab prepares for a record-breaking fourth title defense against former rival Peter Yan, Cormier recently addressed the issue in detail on ESPN's Good Guy, Bad Guy. According to him, the problem lies in how MMA takedowns are scored. A takedown should only count when you take someone to the mat and control them, Cormier explained. It shouldn't count when you pick the guy up, drop him, and he immediately gets back up while maintaining control. That's not a takedown. Cormier revealed that he was once invited to meet with officials who record takedown stats but left unconvinced. "They sat me down with the people who do the takedowns, and I still walked out thinking, that's not a takedown. You're not going to convince me otherwise. We should have experienced fighters in that room defining what a takedown really is." He concluded by emphasizing that Merab's numbers are inflated by mat returns, instances where a fighter lifts and drops an opponent repeatedly without losing control. Merab didn't get 20 takedowns, Cormier said. He probably got 5 or 6 real ones, and the rest were just returns to the mat. Before moving on to the next news, we have a quick request for you. We're always working to improve our content and truly value your support. If you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. It would mean a lot to us. That way, you'll never miss an update. Move on to another news. Joe Rogan has made a massive statement, claiming that a potential showdown between Jon Jones and Alex Pereira could be the biggest fight in the history of combat sports. During a recent podcast with Andrew Schultz, Rogan discussed the growing buzz around Jones possibly returning for the rumored White House event, and things got wild quickly. Pereira has openly expressed interest in moving up to heavyweight and possibly ending his career in that division. That move instantly makes a matchup with Jon Jones a real possibility. However, questions remain about whether Jones himself would take that fight, or if the winner of the upcoming Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane bout could step in instead. Adding more chaos to the picture, Khamzat Chimaev has reportedly shown interest in fighting Pereira at heavyweight as well, hinting that he's willing to go to extreme lengths to make that dream matchup happen. The UFC's heavyweight division suddenly looks more unpredictable than ever, and fans are already losing their minds over the possibility. During the discussion, Rogan emphasized that if Jones truly believes he'll face Pereira, then he's already mentally preparing for it. When asked about whether Jones might still face Tom Aspinall, Rogan replied that while that fight could still happen, the real money and hype are behind a Jones versus Pereira super fight. "The big money fight is Alex and Jon Jones at the White House," Rogan said. "Are you kidding me? Make it a catchweight at 225? It doesn't even need to be for a title. Call it the Badass Super Edition. The Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira fight would probably be the biggest fight in human history." Rogan went on to praise both fighters, calling Jon Jones the greatest of all time and describing Alex Pereira as arguably the most destructive striker ever to compete. He concluded by saying no one fights like Pereira. His precision, power, and calm under pressure make him one of a kind. If the fight ever becomes reality, Rogan believes it would transcend MMA and redefine what a super fight truly means. Move on to another news. Brendan Allen delivered one of the most shocking performances of his career by defeating Reinier de Ridder in their title eliminator bout, forcing the Dutch fighter to quit on the stool after 3 exhausting rounds. Many fans expected de Ridder to handle the fight easily after a strong first round where he looked calm, composed, and in control. But as the fight progressed, Allen completely turned the tide. He found his rhythm, began to out-grapple the former one champion, and dominated from the top position. By the end of the third round, de Ridder appeared completely drained, unable to continue. An unexpected outcome given his history of grit and endurance in previous wars. Allen celebrated the biggest win of his UFC career and immediately set his sights on the top of the division. In his post-fight interview with MMA Junkie, he called out reigning middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev, promising that he would dethrone the undefeated powerhouse if given the chance. "I speak grappling fluently," Allen said. "His wrestling is really good. We all know that, but my jiu-jitsu is on another level. I believe I have a great outlook for that matchup. Whether it happens hour later. I've got the best minds and best training partners in the world helping me prepare, and when the time comes, I'll be ready with a full camp. Allen also mentioned that if the Chimaev fight doesn't materialize, he'd gladly face Dricus du Plessis instead. He expressed confidence in his team's ability to handle any top-tier middleweight. Reflecting on his approach against de Ridder, Allen explained that patience and fight IQ made the difference. I knew if I got him down again I could finish him, he said. There's no way he could sustain that kind of pressure for more than 2 rounds, let alone 5. I just stayed smart, composed, and calculated, reading his movements, staying one step ahead. Like I said, I speak grappling fluently. Move on to another news. Khamzat Chimaev didn't hold back after watching Reinier de Ridder's performance at UFC Vancouver. The UFC middleweight champion mocked the Dutch fighter for quitting on the stool against Brendan Allen, taking to social media to post a blunt message. Chimaev's comment quickly ignited discussion among fans and fighters who were equally shocked by how the fight ended. Reinier de Ridder entered the matchup as the favorite, but faded after a strong opening round, leading to a wave of criticism following his corner's decision to stop the fight. Jamahal Hill posted a video reacting in disbelief, shouting, "He broke him. He ain't coming out. He's not answering the bell." Caio Baralho questioned whether de Ridder was injured or simply quit, while Marvin Vettori harshly labeled him a coward. Dylan Dennis piled on, writing, "Number 4 ranked contender couldn't even get off the stool against Brendan Allen. There are levels to this." Even veterans like Kelvin Gastelum chimed in, saying, "Nothing special so far from either of these two." Paulo Costa joked, "If I knew it would only last 4 rounds, I'd have gone for it," adding a sarcastic lol. Terrence McKinney quipped, "When you're done, you're done," while Thiago Moises offered a more analytical take, reminding fans, "You can't win with just grappling. You've got to do damage." De Ridder's decision to retire mid-fight was a rare moment that stunned the MMA community, given his reputation for toughness and elite grappling pedigree. For Chimaev, it was another opportunity to reinforce his dominance in the middleweight division while throwing subtle shade at potential challengers. As the debate continues, fans are divided, some defending de Ridder's exhaustion after a grueling pace, others agreeing with Chimaev that quitting under pressure sends the wrong message for a title contender. Move on to another news. Henry Cejudo has shared his honest thoughts ahead of UFC 323, where Merab Dvalishvili will defend his bantamweight title for the 4th time against former champion Peter Yan. The two previously faced off in 2023, with Merab dominating the fight and winning by unanimous decision. According to Cejudo, Yan's only realistic path to victory in the rematch is through a knockout. When asked if he believes Yan can dethrone Merab, Cejudo was blunt. "Not really, bro. Merab is just on another level. The only way Yan wins this fight is if he catches him early and knocks him out. He's not going to out-wrestle Merab. That's impossible. His best chance is to attack the body early. Put pressure on him from the start and hope to land something big." Cejudo explained that Yan's window of opportunity is narrow. He needs to go after him in the beginning of the fight. That's his best probability, because once Merab gets into his rhythm and starts wrestling, it's over. Yan doesn't have the grappling to cancel that out. If he tries, Merab will just wear him down and make him work even harder. The former double champ also pointed out that Yan isn't known for his submission game, saying, "I've never seen Yan even attempt a submission," which just gives Merab more freedom to keep doing what he does best: pressure, pace, and takedown. Cejudo cited Merab's constant improvement and activity as key factors in his dominance. According to his team, this version of Merab is even better. They're saying it's going to be worse for Yan this time. Even when Yan claimed he was only at 40% last fight, Merab was reportedly sick, and he still dominated. Now he's healthier, sharper, and more confident. He concluded by praising Merab's consistency, winning 4 fights in a single calendar year to defend the belt that many times. That's special. The UFC loves active champions, and Merab is showing exactly why he's one of the most relentless fighters in the sport. Move on to another news. Following his impressive victory, Ayman Zahabi made waves in the octagon when he called out UFC bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley during his post-fight interview. Zahabi's challenge quickly caught fire online, sparking immediate attention from fans and media alike. Sean O'Malley wasted no time responding. Taking to social media shortly after the event, Sugar Sean delivered a lighthearted reaction that hinted he wasn't taking Zahabi's call-out too seriously. With his signature humor and calm confidence, O'Malley congratulated Zahabi but made it clear he didn't see the challenge as a major threat, at least not yet. Zahabi, however, seemed encouraged by O'Malley's response. Speaking at the post-fight press conference, the Canadian bantamweight interpreted O'Malley's video as a sign that the potential matchup was gaining momentum. him. "That's good," Zahabi said with a grin. "It seems like we were setting it up, boys. If you didn't want it, you wouldn't have made a video." The exchange quickly fueled speculation about whether a future bout between the two could be in the works. Fans are already debating how Zahabi's technical, disciplined style would match up against O'Malley's flashy, unpredictable striking. While no official talks have been announced, the back and forth has added new intrigue to the bantamweight division. O'Malley, known for his social media savvy and ability to generate buzz, seems to be enjoying the attention. Zahabi, on the other hand, appears ready to prove himself against the biggest names in the sport. Whether this verbal exchange leads to an official fight remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: both fighters have planted the seeds for an exciting rivalry that could deliver fireworks inside the octagon. Move on to another news. Kevin Holland showed visible disappointment after his recent outing at UFC Vancouver, where he lost a unanimous decision to Mike Malott in the co-main event. This bout marked his 5th octagon appearance in 2025, pushing his record to 2 wins and 3 losses for the year. Known for his activity and willingness to fight anyone, anytime, Holland once again stepped up, but found himself on the wrong side of the judges' scorecards. The fight began with early controversy as Holland absorbed 2 low blows in the opening round. Despite both incidents being clear fouls, the referee decided against deducting a point from Malott, a ruling that left Holland visibly irritated and disrupted his focus. From that point forward, he struggled to establish his rhythm, allowing Malott to dictate the pace and control most of the exchanges. Despite flashes of aggression and resilience from Holland, it wasn't enough to sway the judges, who all scored the fight in Malott's favor. After the bout, Holland took to Twitter to share his raw and unfiltered reaction. Known for mixing humor with honesty, he wrote, "No doubt we suck, never bet on me again, and I need a head massage." The post reflected a mix of frustration and self-awareness, a typical display of Holland's candid personality that fans have come to expect. This loss marks his 2nd straight defeat and raises questions about his hectic fight schedule and strategic adjustments moving forward. Yet, even in defeat, Holland remains one of the UFC's most entertaining and unpredictable fighters. His charisma, willingness to stay active, and ability to handle setbacks with a touch of humor continue to make him a fan favorite. While the loss stings, Holland's attitude suggests he'll be back soon, ready to fight, learn, and entertain once again inside the octagon. Move on to another news. After Reinier de Ridder's disappointing loss to Brendan Allen, the MMA community erupted in reaction. Many fans and analysts labeled de Ridder a quitter following his underwhelming performance. Khamzat Chimaev wasted no time sharing his thoughts on social media, bluntly calling RDR a BB's guy who gave up. This comment struck a chord, as de Ridder had long been touted as a potential threat to Chimaev's dominance at middleweight. However, after such a lackluster showing, much of that hype quickly vanished. De Ridder's performance left fans questioning whether he could have stood up to other top contenders, including fighters like Brendan Allen, who have proven their grit and durability inside the octagon. Even Dana White addressed the bout in a recent interview, praising Allen's dominant win, while criticizing de Ridder for failing to show urgency or resilience. "He absolutely murdered this thing," White said. "The fight had the potential, but you need 2 guys ready to go. De Ridder looked slow tonight. He got out-wrestled, had trouble with Allen's speed, and couldn't keep up. The result pushed Allen into the middleweight top 5, opening doors for potential title contention with one more strong performance." With the division as stacked as ever, featuring elite fighters like Sean Strickland, Nasruddin Imavov, and Caio Baralho, Allen's win significantly boosts his standing in a fiercely competitive landscape. Meanwhile, fellow fighters reacted online. Imavov simply posted, "Knew it," while Baralho questioned, "Did a RDR get injured in the fight, or did he just give up?" Paulo Costa chimed in jokingly, saying, "If I knew it would only last 4 rounds, I would have gone for it." Marvin Vettori also weighed in, taking a subtle jab at de Ridder's lack of intensity. Though RDR's loss shocked many, it also served as a reminder of the unforgiving nature of elite MMA competition. The middleweight division remains a battlefield, and for de Ridder, the road back to redemption will demand a complete mental and physical reset. Fans now wait to see if the once-hyped contender can bounce back, or if this setback marks the start of his decline.